So payments in the region are becoming increasingly digital. If I look at pre-COVID, digital payments were about 30% of the total. Today, if I look at payments, digital payments, we're roughly at about 70% digital. So that shift, that jump has happened. But that's just the surface. If you dig a little bit below it, you see a number of things that they're digital payments and then they are very digital payments. So today, if you look at our region, we have one of the highest use of contactless in the world, even for digital payments. 90+% of all transactions that happen face to face are contactless. We have amongst the highest rates of e-com and the fastest growing rates of e-com. We have amongst the highest use of mobiles, mobile phones, and in commerce. Again, one of the world leading use of Apple Pay. So you name it. But even when it comes to digital, we are trailblazing in terms of technology and in terms of usage. Now, there are still some pockets of cash that remain in the system. For example, things like transfers between people. If we go somewhere, we would like to exchange money, or like, I'd like to pay you for, let's say, buying a coffee or something. That's things like that. Things like rental. These are still happening with cash. And we have a very clear vision and a very clear view of how we're working towards digitizing some of these as well. But that's a small and a shrinking part. So overall, increasingly digital, and not just digital, but the next level of digital in the region as well as in the UAE. This is from pre-COVID to where we are today. The rest, so more or less, some are a little bit lower, some are on par. But UAE, I would say, is in our region, it is amongst the top. So most of the cash that remains in the system are things that are not yet carded, as we say. So these are things like rental payments. Today, it's difficult to pay rental payments on a digital channel, or what we consider digital channels. Today, if you are paying, if we are exchanging money, or if my son is going out, or if I want to give something to my driver, usually that tends to happen in cash as opposed to a digital form. And we are actively working on identifying and targeting even those pockets. And we hope over the next few months, if not sooner, those will continue to be digitized. Dubai has done an incredible job of bringing both tourism into the city as well as creating a city of incredible opportunities. In terms of bringing tourism and tourists into the city, we are seeing some record breaking numbers that are coming in. And we continue to see a lot of growth in both leisure tour and all kinds of tourism. So leisure tourism, as well as corporate tourism, medical tourism, you name it. And the ambitions are great. You heard His Excellency talk about the new airport. You saw there were people from Emirates in the audience, right? So I think this is just going to continue, and Dubai will continue to cement and grow its position as a global tourism hub. At the same time, if I look at it domestically there is a lot of opportunity, and this dialogue between the public and the private sector that also His Excellency alluded to. I think that helps keep Dubai extremely competitive, keeps country extremely competitive, and it helps bring the best talent into the region. So I think the future is bright, and we look forward to the next chapter of the Dubai story. So safety, security is something that is very, very much top of mind. It's top of mind of our consumers, of our cardholders, as well as for us as an organization. Every time you use your credential, whether you swipe or you tap or whatever you may choose to do with that credential, you know, you trust that that transaction will be handled in a safe and secure manner. This is something that is extremely important to us. And over the last many, many years, we have invested a lot of time and a lot of money into making sure we continue to do that. Now, with the new technologies that are coming in, the use of technologies, especially by bad actors, has gone up. And we see that. We see that very clearly that in a lot of fraud attempts, there is an increasing use of generative AI. In fact, just yesterday, I was reading something about fraud as a service people are giving out. So I think this is increasing. At the same time, we are increasing the way we are reacting and responding to this. So today, every time you make a transaction, Many hundred parameters, unique parameters, are extracted from that transaction. And those are then compared against the 300 billion transactions that we conduct worldwide. So you can imagine the data that goes into it to assess how likely is it that this transaction is a good transaction. So there's a lot that continues to evolve as we go forward. And we are making sure we're bringing absolutely the best and the most cutting edge technologies to continue investing in our fraud solutions to bring the best, most safe, and secure experiences to our cardholders. So, look, there are many, many use cases of AI, but the one that I would love to talk about more is agentic AI or agent driven AI. In fact, we just announced some very big news on this last week. And the premise is that already today, when you and I, as consumers, shop, we rely on AI chatbots to help with that transaction. I think close to 1 million people regularly, routinely use AI to help with these commerce. But today, in that interaction that happens, I do not yet have the ability to complete a transaction. And without the ability to complete a transaction, I still have to go back. I will use my whichever chatbot I choose to come up with, okay, I'd like to go on a travel 3-day trip. Where can I go? What can I do? Out pops an itinerary that is beautiful and aligned with what I like to go. But I still need to go book those tickets. I still need to go book those experiences. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of work to be able to do that because it's manual. And that's where the experience breaks. So what we are now looking at is how do we work with the future leaders that are looking at creating an agentic experience so that the agent is able to complete the transaction on your behalf and on my behalf. Now, the payment experience there will have to be tailored because it's not about just having the ability to transact. It's about doing it in a safe and secure manner and in a way that is most contextual and personalized to you as a person with your habits and your preferences loading in. So that is a very exciting world of commerce, agent-driven commerce or agentic commerce that we're working on that is fully based on AI, and that is going to help drive and change our behaviors and our preferences going forward. So we've already started several of these conversations, and we're moving very, very fast towards creating something that is innovative, but at the same time safe and secure for use. I think it was a fantastic summit. It's an important summit that we do every year. It brings together an important group of stakeholders and allows them to align behind the vision and hear directly from the leadership as well as the leading authorities in the space around what comes next. Because truly, it is when we all succeed together